Hey cruisers, welcome back to Vlogtoberfest year number 3. Can you believe that? This is the 3rd year that we have been doing our daily video event for the month of October, and boy, are we looking forward to it. So happy to be back here spending time with all of you. Today, we're going to be reviewing our Harmony of the Seas cruise. It was so good. It was so good. We have so much to say about it. But if you have general Q&A questions, just want to let you know that we're going to be doing a general Q&A Monday night, October 7th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you have general questions, come back then. If you have Harmony of the Seas questions or some general Royal Caribbean questions that we can help you answer, tonight is the night to type those into the chat a little bit later. But hang tight for me, because I'd like to try to get through the review first and then answer your questions later. If you answer your questions too early in the live stream, we might not catch them all. Tonight's episode is sponsored by our friends at cruiseline.com, where you can find reviews, tips, and photos from real everyday cruisers. We've got a link in the description. Make sure you check out their site, and when you go on your next cruise, jump onto the Shipmate app and write yourself a review right on the cruise. They have a great new feature where you can write your review right from the cruise. So, you guys want more Harmony of the Seas goodness? We've got so much coming, it's crazy. Of course, we have vlogs coming. It's been a busy week for us. We're not even 1 week off of our cruise, so the editing is very slow right now. Don't get too excited. They're not coming tomorrow, but they are coming soon. But if you want a little teaser, go to our Instagram page, which is CruiseTipsTV. No spaces, no dashes. Just type in CruiseTipsTV, and across the highlights underneath our profile, you'll see Harmony of the Seas Part 1 and 2, and there's tons of little videos, photos, tips, and teasers from Harmony of the Seas saved in our profile. You could also listen to our podcast, Cruise Tips TV Unplugged, because yesterday we released our first review of our Harmony of the Seas cruise there. We're doing a 2-part podcast review in long form. That's the beautiful thing about podcasting, right? Is we can just stop and talk and spend more time. Mr. Cruise Tips TV gets in on the action, and it's so fun. By the way, welcome back to the cockpit, Mr. Cruise Tips TV.
Why, thank you very much. Good to be back.
So I did a rogue live stream on, what was it, Tuesday night without him? That was no fun. I didn't like that very much at all. Not only was I low tech, but it felt very lonely and weird. So I don't want to do that anymore. We got to have Mr. Cruise Tips TV in the house. So I see some great questions coming in. Hello to those of you who are here. We did have a wonderful cruise, and we're going to tell you all about it. And yes, Jeannie, my voice is so much better. Of all the problems you can have after a cruise, losing your voice is not the worst problem to have. We're recovering just fine. And as they go, this has been a good cruise recovery, you guys, because this wasn't an international cruise. I think our last 2 cruises were international. They were Asia and Europe, and my goodness, it takes forever to recover from those cruises. I think it took us a solid 3 weeks to feel normal again after our Asia cruise, and a good 2 weeks to feel normal again after Europe. So a flight to Orlando from California is nothing for us, and we're feeling great. Of course, if I could just not talk all the time, that would be great, because it was very difficult to heal a lost voice when my job requires talking all day long. And there was no way I could say, hey guys, I'm peacing out. I'm not answering the phones. I'm not talking. I'm in leadership, and my job is to like support and guide and help and talk to customers all day long. So there was just absolutely no way. So Russell asked, what did you think of your cruise? Russell, we thought it was fantastic. It was so good. So let's talk all about it. And if you have any questions about Harmony of the Seas, please wait about 10 minutes to ask them. We'll try to get them in. But I'm looking at the comments really quickly. I see all of you. Thank you, everyone who's encouraging the thumbs ups. If you're new, welcome. I'm Sherry with Cruise Tips TV. We're so happy to have you here. Welcome to the family. Welcome to Vlogtoberfest. Let's talk about this cruise. So yeah, we had a very specific week in September that we had available to cruise, and it was the last week of September. So for those of you who are wondering, why did we cruise during hurricane season, I can tell you that it's because we had a week available, and it was inexpensive, relatively inexpensive, and we were willing to gamble because we have educated ourselves on what can happen during hurricane season, and we know that everything's going to be okay if you go into your cruise with a good attitude. Hey, Victoria, I noticed you. I'm going to give you a little shout out real quick. So that's why we chose this. We wanted to try something new. We wanted to cruise out of Port Canaveral. We wanted to visit Orlando, however brief. We really didn't see much of Orlando. We were only there for a day, but it was also less expensive to fly from LA to to Orlando than it was like Miami and Fort Lauderdale. And we only live a couple of hours away from Los Angeles, so that worked for us. So we were, as Scott is mentioning in the chat right now, we were on a cruise that was rerouted due to a hurricane, which I was a little bit surprised that right when we got on that ship on embarkation day, the captain came on and said, hey guys, we've got a tropical depression or a tropical storm at the time called Karen, and the ports of St. Martin and St. Thomas are not accessible to us right now, so we are rerouting to Cozumel and Costa Maya. But thank heavens we were still able to go to Perfect Day at CocoCay, because that was another big compelling reason that we had booked this cruise. So we had our good attitudes on, we knew it could be possible, and quite frankly, I love Cozumel and I was excited to see Costa Maya. So for us, there was no negative reaction. We just said, okay, let's get on our phones and pick some activities. Let's reserve things fast. And that's what we did. You can hear about that more on our podcast, where we talk all about how we did that, how we canceled and informed an excursion provider in St. Martin that we weren't going to be there anymore, and got on the horn and made reservations at Nachi Cacombe in Cozumel and Maya Chan in Costa Maya. Both places were exceptionally wonderful. Great mellow beach days, ways to spend the day. Nachi Cacombe books up quick, so if you want to go there, make sure that you get it. If you want to see a little more about that before the vlogs come out, we have some really fun photos and videos and experiences on our Instagram highlights, so go check that out. So I'll back up a little bit and tell you a little bit more about our experience. So we flew in 2 days early before our cruise, which is such a luxury. And we partnered with GoPort, also known as GoPort Canaveral, on this cruise, and we stayed for 2 nights at the Marriott Orlando Lakeside and had all of our transportation taken care of by GoPort. That's what they do. They provide shuttle services for people from the airport to the cruise port, but also from the airport to your hotel, the hotel to the cruise port, and then on your last day, the cruise port back to the airport. So we wanted an all-in-one package, and you all told us that GoPort was the way to go. So they helped us out, and they arranged for us to stay at the Marriott Airport Lakeside. And if you saw our Instagram stories, you know that it literally is lakeside. And they have hammocks on these grassy knolls, and you can go and rest to the sound of crickets or cicadas or something. I don't know what it was in September, but it's absolutely a beautiful place. They have an indoor-outdoor pool, a hot tub, fantastic resort, super cool. We loved staying there. It was so much fun. So we did that for 2 days, and then we took our GoPort shuttle on the morning of embarkation with what's called the early to cruise option with GoPort. So some of the hotels offered this thing called early to cruise. That means you get picked up at 10 a.m. So we made it in 45 minutes from Orlando to Port Canaveral, and listen to this, you guys. We were on that ship in 10 minutes. So GoPort shuttle pulls up. There's porters waiting for us right outside the GoPort bus. And we literally gave them our luggage. We already had our tags on. And we walked from the shuttle into the terminal, and we never stopped walking. We never stopped walking, and we were on the ship in 10 minutes. Curb to ship, as Doug Parker at Cruise Radio likes to say, in 10 minutes. We were on the ship at 10:55 a.m. So thank heavens I listened to Matt at Royal Caribbean Blog, because Matt is always saying, get there early, get there early. I'm like, well, how early? Like, how early should I really get there? Well, people they're not joking when they say get there at 10 o'clock. You really could have gotten on that ship, I mean, maybe as early as 10:30, I don't know, but it was crazy. So Willie Orca, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Willie Orca, are you saying that you're Brenda B? If that's what you mean, then thank you so much. Thumbs up. I think I get it. The throat is getting a little tickly here, guys, so please excuse me while I take a drink and cough. I'm so sorry, but the tickle comes back when I do what I just did, which is talk nonstop for a few minutes. So bear with me while I regroup. Scott, great question about the airfare. I'll answer that in a minute. I wish there was a way I could mute myself when I'm coughing. Sorry guys, give me just a second. Woo! Scott, we didn't lump our airfare, but we booked it on the Royal Caribbean website. This is what happens. I'm sorry, you guys. I feel so bad. Keep the questions coming, Mr. CruiseTipsTV. We'll get to them. Oh, no. I hope that we can get the cough out of the way, guys, but I have a serious tickle. So sorry. All right. Taking a deep breath here. We're going to try it again. Okay. Where were we? We were talking about, Scott asked about my air, and we booked the Royal Air to Sea on the website. It was cheaper. It was cheaper than booking independent air, so we decided let's just go for it. It comes with all that assurance that you get when you book your air through the cruise line, and with Royal Caribbean, you get to pick your flights. Now, thank you, Mel. That's very sweet. And thank you, Ella. That's a good idea. I should probably get a warm drink and not an icy drink, right? What am I thinking? I want to give you guys a little information, though, about when you do book your... Thank you, sweetheart. Are you going to get me something warm to drink? When you book your air through Royal Caribbean Air to Sea, you may not be able to pick your seats right on the website. If you can't choose your seats for the air for the flight, go ahead and call the airline immediately after you make your reservation, and normally they'll allow you to do that. All right. Haha. Jenner's Patters said Mr. CruiseTipsTV needs to step up to the mic. What I've found, Jenner's, and that would be really great if he would do that. Thank heavens he does that on the podcast, right? But is that this just kind of calms down quickly. Liz said a teaspoon of honey. Honey, can you put some honey in that for me? He said he's going to do it, Liz. Good tip. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for taking care of me. I really, really appreciate it. This is why I love the community that we have, because I can not be afraid to be human, have a little moment. But this has just been the story of our week. It's been like, take every day as it comes, just see how it goes. We're recovering from a trip, and I got to tell you guys, I've been telling everyone about this all week, and I forget that I didn't say it today. But the reason I've lost my voice, I'm pretty sure it's because I was screaming all day at Perfect Day at CocoCay on the water slides. I mean, literally, I was screaming. So it was kind of a little bit of a delayed reaction. And the losing my voice part didn't come until like last Friday. If you guys watched our live streams from the Royal Caribbean ship or from the island, you saw that thank you, sweetheart. You're so good to me. I got a cough drop and my wifey mug full of something he just said is super hot, but Liz, it does smell like honey. Yes, Mandy. It smells like honey and lemons. Karen said you should have put some whiskey in there. I don't have any whiskey in the house, but he's a good man. That was really fast, sweetheart. Okay, so this is very, very hot, but I'm going to try anyway because we need to get this back on track. All right. Where's my whiskey, Karen? That's really good. Good job, sweet. Ooh, yeah, honey and lemon. All right. Thank you, John. Thank you, Connor. You guys are so funny tonight. Oh, I feel so much better. Okay, I think we're good. I think I got my tickle under control. All good, all good. Everybody who was on the live stream on Tuesday night saw me with a runny nose all night, so it's been a long week. But I have to be honest, you guys, we actually are feeling pretty good in our house. I went to the gym last night for 45 minutes while Junior was at robotics. He does robotics at our local gym, so I just go work out, and that's like my mom time that I love. I turn on Netflix, I watch a show, I do my workout, and then for the last few minutes, I go get some dinner for us and then come home, and I love that time. And I felt great yesterday, so I did it anyway. Okay. So we talked about embarkation. I told you guys that we were actually on the ship, no joke, at 10:55 a.m. And if you listen to the podcast, you know that we immediately turned right. We're on the promenade deck, which is so cool. It's very, very dramatic and awesome to enter a large Oasis-class ship on the promenade. And on Harmony of the Seas, you've got that big face that's made out of metal that rotates. It's hard to explain unless you've seen it. And then you have the bionic bar right there. So what do? We got, we got awestruck by the bionic bar, and Junior and I ordered up some mocktails and cocktails. So yes, it's true. I had my first cocktail at like 11:10 a.m. on embarkation day. But it was, at that point, I was like, okay, I need this. This is good. This is fun. So ton of fun, great embarkation day. We did a little live stream from the upper decks. It's always hard with live streams. The quality is rough. I'm sorry for those of you who were watching all of that, but yeah. It was a bit rough, but we did that and we got settled into our room, and we then ended up having dinner at Wonderland. And for those of you who are Royal Caribbean aficionados and you've dined at Wonderland, you know it is a wonderful experience. I've heard so many people describe it as whimsical. And the takeaway that I want to share with you for Wonderland is that if you are maybe a little bit of a picky eater and you're thinking, no, the food might be a little bit odd, or the food might be just, I don't know, it just all doesn't look good to me because everything's sort of, I don't know, it's whimsical, and they put a twist on everything. Try it anyway. We loved it. And some of our favorite things were like a deviled egg dish that was really, truly, it was deviled eggs, but if you saw it on the menu, you'd kind of freak out and think, okay, I do not want to eat that. That sounds really strange, but it's just wonderful. The service staff, the servers are wearing like total Alice in Wonderland get-ups. They looked like these really thick velvet jackets that had like almost like a little cape that was almost like a jacket with a tail, very long and just so good. You just feel so in character there, and they spoiled Junior. It was wonderful. So the dining package was a huge win for us on this cruise, which we'll kind of get to we'll get to the kind of wins and I would say the things that weren't our favorite things later. And yes, Scott Kaler, you're asking if there's a place on Harmony we kept going back to. There were several, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later because there were tons. I'm going to go back and answer some questions. You can move Scott's, the Anaheim one, out of there, and I'll address Superstarian Knows How. And I'd like to thank Superstarian Knows How for the correct pronunciation of the word key. And thank you. Yes, if you've noticed, we call it Perfect Day at CocoCay. I know it's frustrating and hard because Perfect Day at CocoCay sounds way more rhymey and cool, but the Bahamian people pronounce it key, and so does Royal Caribbean. What's up?
Well, I'm going to pronounce it K just so we keep everything even here.
Yeah.
So for all of you K people out there, I say Perfect Day at CocoCay, just for you.
Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. We're just going to do it that way. That's what we've decided. We like to keep everyone happy here. Cruise Tips TV. Kenneth Rizzo, thank you so much for the super chat. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. Okay, more tea. This is good. What is this, babe? Is this honey and lemon? I'm talking to you, dude. Okay, it's good. Pam Downing, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for the love. Navanian, what do we think of Captain Johnny? He is a sweetheart. We saw him riding his Segway through the halls. Yes, guys, the captain has his own Segway. It's white and it's decked out. I knew about it because I saw it on Instagram beforehand, but Junior and Mr. Cruise Tips TV didn't, and they saw him like in a passenger hallway on a Segway, and they're like, what? How do I get one? Mr. Cruise Tips TV said so. It was great. Victoria wants to know, where should I go in Cozumel? Well, Victoria, stay tuned for Vlogtober because we are going to create a video for you about the top things you should do in Cozumel. We like the beach clubs though, Victoria. Nachi Cacombe, Mr. Sancho's. There's also other beach clubs like Playa Mia, Paradise Island, places like that that you can go to. But that to us is a wonderful way to spend the day. But you could also rent a Jeep or do something like that. All right. Steve wants to know what we did in Costa Maya. Steve, we had a great time. We went to Maya Chan. As I've mentioned a few times before, you guys need full disclosure right now that in Costa Maya on certain beaches, they have that icky seaweed infestation called sargassum, which is basically, it's a seaweed overgrowth that's affecting that coastal area and the coast of Belize and some other areas as well. And it makes the water like a chocolate milk brown color, and it smells like sulfur. It's nasty. But we had heard from everybody that Maya Chan was the way to go, and it was so great. And I see that Mandy has a question about the Ultimate Abyss, wanting to know if we enjoyed it. Mr. CruiseTipsTV, did we enjoy the Ultimate Abyss?
We did. It was really fun. And you kind of have to watch it because a lot of times there's absolutely no line. So if you want to just go up and down and up and down, just keep an eye on that up there.
Yeah.
But I do have a tip for you. Go before you go, if your cruise includes Perfect Day. Go on the Abyss before Perfect Day at CocoCay because those other slides will absolutely ruin Abyss for you. You'll be bored on Abyss after the other slides. That's just my tip.
That was awesome that you weighed in on that. It's true. The Ultimate Abyss is cool, but it's kind of meh. I mean, oh, and make sure you don't wear a tank top, ladies. You must wear at least a short-sleeved shirt. Carrie Field, thank you for the super chat. You're so precious. Thanks for weighing in on that. But yeah, it was fun, but it's a dry slide and then it's kind of inconvenient. Like I should just tell them the funny story, huh? Okay, I have a sweet husband, you guys. So we all went together to the very top deck to go on the Ultimate Abyss. So imagine, it goes from the top deck, like 14, 15, 16, down to like 5 or 6 where the boardwalk is. So it's like an 8-deck drop. So we thought we'd all go on the slide together and meet on the bottom. Well, Mama over here, silly me, wore a tank top. You have to have some kind of sleeves. You guys told me this and I didn't listen. I know you told me, I didn't listen. So Mr. CruiseTipsTV was like, okay, no problem. How do we do this again? Did you and Junior go first? How did I end up with your shirt?
We went first, and I ran all the way back up as fast as I could and gave you my shirt.
But why were you shirtless?
Because I gave you my shirt.
Okay, so him and Junior went first down the Ultimate Abyss, and like he said, they ran all the way up to the top deck, gave me his shirt, and then I was alone, sliding from the top to the bottom wearing his shirt. Well, what I didn't think about was that meant that he had to walk shirtless from deck 14 or 15 to the boardwalk. So after I got to the bottom of the Abyss, I walked over to Sabor and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a jalapeno cucumber margarita because those are my favorite. And I'm just gonna hang out and wait. So I'm sitting there at the bar with my drink and I'm looking for them. I'm like, where is he? This is kind of taking a long time. Like I'm at the bar by myself. This feels really weird. I don't want to be at a bar by myself. Where's my husband? Where's my kid? I look over my shoulder and I see my husband walking towards me with this hilarious look. I'm going to try to reenact it, but he was shirtless, which he is never shirtless. So I see him from like here up over the bar and he's like this. He's like, he had this classic smirk. You guys, like, yeah, I'm not wearing a shirt because I love you and I gave you my shirt, but normally I would die if I had to walk somewhere without a shirt. He's like the kind of person, if it was 120 degrees, he wouldn't go on a run without a shirt. He just thinks he's old-fashioned. Anyway, I teased him that whole day about, I will never forget the look on his face. It was like this, like, I'm doing this for you, babe. A shirt.
Let's be clear.
Do you want me to move on?
I used to go around shirtless all the time,
Okay.
but those days are long gone.
Yeah.
Times have changed. You got to be respectful. But if you find yourself in that situation, as I did, then you got to own it.
You got to own it.
So I owned it.
And Celeste said, what is wrong with Mr. Shirtless? And to that I would say absolutely nothing. He's hot. He looked smoking. And he got in pre-cruise shape. He was like tan and had been running and he was looking good. And I'm just saying, he was looking fine. So anyway, yeah, Mike and Cheryl, he had the 007 look. It was very 007. It was very quiet confidence, but like for him, more quiet and less confidence, but adorable, all the same. So yeah. All right, Scott said, 10 minutes, doesn't that ship hold 5,000 passengers? Scott is referring to our speedy embarkation, and yeah, Scott, I don't know how they do it. I will tell you that there was zero paper involved in my embarkation. I downloaded the app. We had boarding passes on the app. I don't know how they do it, but it's just phenomenal. It was absolutely amazing. And I will skip ahead and say that debarkation was the same thing. And Scott wanted to know what I'm drinking. Well, I tried a rum and Diet Coke, but that has to stop because that was making me cough. So now we're having a honey lemon hot tea, courtesy of Mr. Cruise Tips TV. Kayline wants to know if you can wear your glasses on the water slides. I did not catch that. Do you know? You can on Abyss.
I can provide some information.
Okay.
You're talking about the slides at CocoCay, right?
Let's assume that Kayline is talking about CocoCay, yeah. Key.
I think the answer is yes, because I talked to a couple of different people who are wearing sunglasses and actually the spectacles.
And they let them keep them?
Is that what those...
Spectacles are like the little ones?
The glasses with the cameras in them?
Oh,
Specs.
yeah, the Google specs.
No, they're not Google. They're like...
I know what you're talking about.
Like some chat thing. I can't think of what it is. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The answer is yes.
You can wear them, Kayline. And they let us take our GoPros, our cameras down, everything. Snapchat. What?
Snapchat spectacles.
Okay, Snapchat specs. Oh yeah, they were Snapchat. You're right. That guy was wearing them on the Daredevil's Peak, which is like the highest slide. Where were they fussy about not taking? Oh, on the ship though. On the ship, 0 cameras allowed on the water slides. Nothing.
No necklaces.
No nothing.
You have to take off your wild band.
Are you talking about the zip line?
I'm talking about on the ship.
On the water slides or the zip line?
The zip line.
Okay, on the zip line, you take everything off. Nothing in your pockets, which makes sense because you're zip lining over a public area, so they don't want anything to follow you. Liz, you can order mocktails through the Bionic Bar. Liz Breen, you absolutely can. You can create your own. You can choose from a selection of them. And keep in mind, my husband doesn't drink, and obviously Junior doesn't drink, so we did a lot of mocktailing on this cruise. And they have so many good ones, and you can just create your own. Junior was creating some nasty ones though. He would make, mocktails out of weird things, but you literally add your own stuff. Scott wants to know, how are the shows and did you do the comedy shows? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the shows. And Willie Orca, my dip mani, is still fabulous. I'm hooked on dip manicures. Fabulous, thank you for that. John Gemelli, thank you so much for the super chat. You are the bomb.com, I appreciate you. And guys, we got a celebrity in the house. I see Matt from Royal Caribbean Blog popped in. Matt, we were all thinking about you and talking about you all week long. You are our Royal Caribbean North Star. Thank you so legitimately from the bottom of my heart. Your content has new, deep meaning to us now. I have to thank you over and over again because you saved us, and it really truly enhanced our cruise, all of the information that you provided. So thank you. I think I forgot the last question.
You did.
What was it?
Did we go to comedy shows?
Okay, no comedy shows. Shows that we went to for the lovely person that asked about entertainment. We went to the 1887 Ice Show, which I thought was fabulous, excellent. Just the perfect amount of time. We got front row seats. We had made reservations, but the place was half empty. I guess that's how it works. Phenomenal. If you want to see a peek, again, it's all on our Instagram stories. This close to the ice skaters, you could feel the cold air whoosh over our face when they went by. Go watch the stories, but they'll be in the vlogs too. We also saw Columbus the Musical. It was fun and cute. We canceled Grease because it was adult content. Junior was with us all the time. He wasn't grooving on the kids club on this one. So we just were like, we didn't want to go anyway. We're burned out on activities, so we canceled Grease, but I've heard it's phenomenal. Jeannie McKee said, did you like the boardwalk in Central Park? We loved them both. Oh my gosh, having a cabin near Central Park was wonderful. Just for all of you who are wondering, we had a balcony guarantee cabin, and it was like 150 paces from Central Park, and I could go get my Park Cafe morning coffee. It was just the best. Yeah, Liz, he wasn't into the cruise, the kids club this time. We registered him, but the truth of the matter is there was too much other stuff to do. It wasn't that he didn't want to go, it's that there were things to do on the ship, and we had a whole day at Perfect Day, we had port days, and other than that, he was comfortable hanging with mom and dad. Tracy, on Harmony of the Seas, there are 2 formal nights. On our itinerary, it was nights 3 and 6. Sue Pola said 2 questions about the inside balconies on Harmony. Are they loud from music and people, and how is their price in relation to ocean facing balconies? Sue Pola, you can definitely save money by booking, if you're talking about like Boardwalk and Central Park balconies, you can definitely save money. They're pretty well soundproofed, and by 10 p.m. they're pretty quiet. Both areas during the day though, if you're hanging on your balcony or inside balcony, they're gonna have a lot of activity. You know, you're gonna have a carousel and music and pool music. The pool steel drum band and DJ from the pool drifts into Central Park. Full disclosure, Central Park is not quiet all the time by day if you have a Central Park balcony. So be aware of that. We had an ocean view. I'm glad we got an ocean view. That's how I would want to do it. Okay. Mandy said, what did you think of Fine Line Aqua Theater? Thank you so much for reminding me that I didn't tell you guys. The Fine Line Aqua Show was phenomenal. We loved it. It was so good. And again, I really appreciate how Royal Caribbean can respect our short attention spans. It was great.
And we both agree that we're going to quit as soon as possible and actually try and sign up and be in that show with them. Because we can still do that. Right?
I'm going to be the hanging aerialist, and you're going to be the guy that jumps on the rope.
It works.
And Junior, he could be a synchronized swimmer. What will Junior be? High diver.
Anything you want.
Anything you want.
Slacklining, that's what it's called. Slacklining.
Slacklining was so cool. Natasha, we got room service twice, and it was so fantastic. We made a video about it, all about it. You could order from your TV. It was so cool, and it was so good. Totally worth the $7.95 charge. Oh my goodness, Janet Davis, 57, $24.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Janet Davis, for that. And I hope you have a wonderful cruise on Harmony in October. You're gonna love it. I didn't see any duck. The very lazy travelers are here. Hi guys. We didn't see any ducks or find any ducks. I have to be honest, I wasn't looking for them, but we didn't see any of them. Yeah. Matt, I do feel like I'm one of the Royal Caribbean people now. I love that we did this because I was talking about this in the podcast, I felt like we had a gap in our knowledge. I still do, because going on Harmony of the Seas doesn't make me all knowing about Royal Caribbean, but boy, does it help. It is so great. It was so wonderful to have that knowledge. So anyway, hi Brittany, thanks for saying hi. Melanie said, do we have packing tips, Melanie? We made a pack with me video for this cruise. It is coming tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know which one, but I'll tell you right now. Let's see. We have 2 videos coming for you guys this weekend, by the way. We have, let's see here. Okay, our pack with me for a Royal Caribbean cruise video is coming tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. And then on Sunday, what to wear on a Royal Caribbean cruise. So yeah, I already got Natasha's question about room service, so we're good to go. All right, let's go back to the review. I'll keep talking and you guys keep asking questions, okay? We talked about Wonderland. Now let's talk about Perfect Day at CocoCay. So many of you know that we paid for a cabana. We rented a Thrill Water Park cabana at Perfect Day at CocoCay. Our port stop was scheduled to be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., but due to the tropical depression, reroute, they gave us an extra hour because it doesn't take as long to get to Cozumel. So we're like, oh, more time. So we got a blissful 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Perfect Day at CocoCay. I will tell you that we paid $4.99 for our Thrill Water Park cabana, but I've heard that's very expensive and they can be available for less. If you get a cabana at Thrill Water Park, you get 6 water park passes. So make sure you do the math. If you're traveling with a group or you're traveling with friends and you can get a cabana for 6 people for less than or approximately equal to 6 water park passes, get the cabana, people. Get the cabana. We loved it. You've got a locker, you've got a place to charge your stuff, even though the plug is like 7 feet high and I have no idea how people get their stuff up there, but we figured it out. You have your own little wicker couch, you have loungers, you have food service, you have drink service, and yes, your drink package works on the island. It was phenomenal. So our day at Perfect Day at CocoCay was amazing. Water slides were the best. We water slided literally all day to the point where I barely left Thrill Water Park, and I feel kind of guilty because I didn't really go explore the island for you guys other than the short live stream walkabout that we did very briefly when we jumped out of there. And I don't know what the boys were doing something. So I took my phone and I did a live stream and met some new friends, and we walked over to the beach for like a very short time. Other than that, we stayed all day in Thrill Water Park. So now we just need to go back to Perfect Day so we can explore all the other areas. But yes, Matt is saying cabanas are a great idea at Perfect Day or Labadee. So make sure you price those out, guys, because it really is great. Jill, I don't think they had clamshells at Perfect Day, but they had so many free lounge chairs with shade. We were talking about this yesterday, that when you would be standing at the top of the water slides and you would look down over the whole island, you would see that Royal Caribbean did such an incredible job of plenty of complimentary seating. You don't need that cabana if you don't want it. There are shaded loungers, sunny loungers. You can move your lounger throughout the day. So much seating. But I didn't see clamshells for rent per se. Maybe somebody knows. But yes, I do, Ella. I know there's itineraries of 2 days at Perfect Day, and I would love it. Renee, no air conditioning in the cabana. Yeah, Rachel, I could see how you'd want to just do the rest of the island. Oh, Superstar Knows How wants to know, what do we eat on Perfect Day? Ashley Joy, what we did is we had the servers, the cabana attendants will bring you food from the snack shack. We had the hamburger, the chicken sandwich, which is as good as everyone says it is. We had mozzarella sticks, we had French fries. I had a beautiful Caesar salad that was ice cold. I don't know how they did that. Ice cold Caesar salad, fantastic. What else do we get? We got everything on the menu. Probably a hot dog. I don't know, the boys, we ate everything. But Junior ate like standing up. He's like, I'll go back to the water slides. And he would like, eat a bite. And then it was like, it was for us, all of us, it was like a rush meal. And then it was like, go, go, go. And for the record, my husband lost 2 pounds on this cruise and I only gained 2 ounces. And I am literally not kidding you. I'm in better shape than before we left because we were like, active the whole time. It was crazy. I literally felt strong when I came back from this cruise. Other than not having a voice, I felt like I gained some muscle. It's really weird. Anyway, Mandy, yeah, we'll definitely go on another Royal Caribbean cruise. Probably not immediately. We definitely don't have plans to do it right away because we have a lot of other cruises that we have our eye on. But I want to go on another one, and I really want to go back to Perfect Day because it really is the perfect day. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like theme parks or water parks. None of us do. Hot tip for you guys, if you haven't heard this tip before, if you go to the water park, the first few hours and the last few hours, there's probably no lines. So avoid the meat of the day. The 10 to 2 hours are cray cray. But if you want to go no lines, do what we did. Wait till everybody starts getting back on the ship, like maybe 2, and then just go, 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 go. My watch said I think I did like 27,000 steps or something that day. We were running stairs all day. It was so great. Renee, I'm sorry for the delay in getting to your question about my top, but yes, it is from Fashom. Fashom, guys, is a new subscription service that I've been participating in, and I love it. It's a less expensive option for someone who wants a subscription box. Renee and everyone else who's interested, we are unboxing 2 Fashom boxes this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time at youtube.com/cruise gear, and I have a $10 discount code for you guys. I am in love with the affordability and the stuff they've sent me. It's phenomenal. So yeah, it is Renee. Tracy, we totally overpacked. Tracy Davenport, we totally overpacked, and I'll talk about that in a moment. We took too much stuff. We only wore our water shoes briefly. My husband and son took too many shirts, and yeah. So, Central Illinois Housing Network. Hi, Nick. Favorite part of Perfect Day? My favorite part was the slingshot water slide and just the family time. The cabana, phenomenal, but you don't need the cabana to have a blast. You don't. Thank you, BLK344. You are very welcome. Renee, the cabana for us was $4.99, but everybody says they've gotten it for like $2.99 or $1.99, which kills me. Yo-Yo Ma said, is this CocoCay port better than the private Carnival ports? Just totally different experience. It's a water park. It's also, there's tons of chill and lots of thrill. Is it better? I don't know. I love Half Moon Cay. I think it's phenomenal. It's just different. Stephen Ames, thank you so much, Stephen, for the sweet super chat. Stephen's going on Symphony of the Seas, guys. In just a few weeks, he's packing and ready. So thank you, sir. Okay. You know what, Rachel, we didn't go to the buffet because we had food brought to us, but the flies were everywhere in our cabana when they brought the food, right? Flies everywhere.
That is true.
They wanted to be on the food.
I did swing by the buffet though, and I got to tell you, the flies weren't bad at the buffet, but you were right. When they brought the food to us, the flies were like, oh, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. Good question, Rachel. Marlena said, how are children received in specialty restaurants, even when your child is well behaved? Oh, Marlena, so well. There's so many children in the specialties. We were surrounded by children every night. Very well received, very accommodating. When you buy the dining package, if you have to buy one for them, get it refunded the first night on your cruise. They fully refunded ours, which is awesome. Canada, some people get the cabana for a lower price because Royal Caribbean is inconsistent with their pricing in the cruise planner. It's just the way it works. Supply and demand. I don't know. Turtle Frog, we only did sink laundry on board. We didn't do laundry. Okay. Yeah, Ella, I think personally, Ella, an itinerary with 2 days at Perfect Day at CocoCay was absolutely worth it. George, the longest line we waited in at Perfect Day at CocoCay was 10 minutes. They mark the staircases with waiting time, so you'll know. It said 15 minutes on one of ours. Might have been 15, but it felt pretty short. Yeah. John B. said, how are the internet speeds on the ship? Our best speed up was 2, but we went live anyway. John, we took a speed tester with us, and it was like an average of like 2 up. Wasn't great, but we were able to do live streams, so I'm not complaining. We were fine. We were using that sucker the whole time. We loved our internet package. Melissa Yea said, what is your favorite drink at the Vitality Spa? Can you move Melissa's comment to the top for me so I can see the rest of it? Sorry. Oh, Melissa, the Vitality Spa was our favorite hack that you guys shared with us. You said, use your refreshment package and your drink package at Vitality Spa. They have smoothies and fresh squeezed juices. Little did we know, Melissa, we would live there for the whole week. A minimum of 2 juices per person per day in the Vitality Spa, right? Would you say a minimum? At least 2 visits, guys. Smoothies were great. Phenomenal. My favorite, Melissa, was the detox juice that is not on the menu. They offered it up to me. It is apple, celery, ginger, and lemon. It is not sweet. It is a sherry heaven drink. Fantastic. Probably one of the best things you could put on an empty stomach before your morning coffee, ever. Phenomenal. I still think that's why we had so much energy on this cruise and why we were like killing it with our activity levels, because we were just pumping the fresh squeezed juices, like just tons, and custom smoothies and everything. So yeah. All right. The Very Lazy Travelers. What a wonderful way to ask this question. The Very Lazy Traveler said, where on Harmony of the Seas was your place that made you go, ah? It was Central Park, probably for me. We loved the bar Dazzles. It was always empty in the day, and it's got this dramatic, gorgeous view of the boardwalk, I think, and it was just beautiful. We loved Dazzles. Places that made me go, ah, though, it was definitely our balcony, and it was definitely Central Park. So good. All right. I'm going to get in here and answer some more questions. Somebody asked us when our next cruise is. Our next cruise will be announced sometime this month, but it's soon, guys. We're going on a cruise in November. I think I should tell you all of our wonderful OGs who are here right now, that we are going on a cruise in November, and it's going to be a nice, relaxing one for us. We're very much looking forward to it, and we will announce it during Vlogtoberfest, but you know me, I have to make a whole video about the announcement. I can't just tell you, right? Christine's question I'm ready for, babe. The how did you handle crowds? If you could move the other ones up, I can look at Christine's question. Christine Levesque, how did you handle crowds on a larger ship? Sherry. Christine, it stressed me out. I'll be honest with you. It was one of the things that was difficult for me, is that it was always noisy and it was always crowded. We did find our little sanctuaries, but I am not used to that. So I would just go to Central Park and go to Park Cafe, get my coffee, and just be like, right? I liked the energy, but I needed breaks from the energy, is probably a good way to put that. Okay. All right. Yes, BLK, you can absolutely go to Vitality Spa just for a drink. You do not have to have a spa service scheduled. It is in the lobby of the spa. Everybody goes there just to get a drink. The spa is past it. Ella, Carnival Panorama, I am hoping that we will be on the media cruise for Panorama. But for now, I'm not booked on a full week on Panorama. But we hope to get on there for you in December, early December, okay? Yeah, you know, Kiki, you're right. It's a good cruise when you know. Matthew, Central Park was smoke-free. From what I noticed, there was absolutely no smoke odor. The only place there was a smoke odor was the casino and the smoking area up on the top deck. Ella, the drink package that included the juices and smoothies was, husband had the Royal Refreshment, I had the Deluxe, they both included it. Phenomenal. I want to tell you guys, I want to go through a list of more of like the hits and misses before we sign off today. I think we've done a pretty good job of hitting a lot of the things, but I need to tell you guys the hits and misses. So highlights of the cruise. Internet package was great. Loved it. Would never go on Royal Caribbean without buying it. Perfect day at CocoCay was heaven. Vitality Spa was our favorite place to go get smoothies and juices. So quiet. One deck up from our cabin. Our cabin was on deck 7. We would go down to deck 6 for smoothies and up to deck 8 for Park Cafe, and we were in heaven the whole time. We loved all the choices we had on this cruise. That was a highlight for us. Lots of choice. You could do a million things, but that was also a downfall, and that was that we left the cruise feeling like we barely tapped the surface of what there is to do on Harmony. That's okay, but it does leave you feeling like you want to go do it again, kind of. Sort of how I feel. I was saying I really want like a 14-night cruise on a ship like that. Our cabin was in a great location. It was a guarantee balcony. We surrendered control on this one, listened to our travel agent, saved $200 or $300, took a balcony guarantee, and it was perfect for us. Entertainment was spectacular. Wonderland and Jamie's Italian and the 3-night dining package were total highlights of this cruise. Would not do anything differently with any of those things. Another highlight was the boardwalk. We loved it. Junior went on the carousel 3 times. He's a 10-year-old boy, but he didn't care. He liked the carousel, and he was going to rock that carousel. That was great. Also, embarkation and disembarkation were unbelievably fast. They had a silent disembarkation where there was only 1 announcement made on the ship. They did not wake you up with 50 announcements. Oh, I loved it. We were off the ship at 6:45, 7:30, 6. What time do we get off the ship? 7:30. They started walk-off disembarkation at 6:45, guys, and we were off by 7:45 and in our GoPort bus by 8. They had facial recognition. No customs agents, no customs forms at Port Canaveral. That was unbelievable. So embarkation, disembarkation were great. Another highlight, our experience with Port Canaveral was unbelievable. They are classy, they are timely, there is no stress in any of your transportation transactions. Cannot recommend them highly enough. So all of that was amazing. Okay, let's talk about some of the lowlights. The maybe things that we wish we were different on this cruise. Guys, our guarantee balcony cabin, unfortunately, was a connecting cabin, connected to another room. What that means is that there's a door with no soundproofing between you and the people next to you. And what that meant for us was their blow dryer, when it went off at 5:42 a.m., sounded like it was in our room. Watch out for connecting balconies. On any cruise, we know better. We just did it anyway. But it was a problem, and we also had noisy neighbors on the other side. We didn't really get a good night's sleep for a week. It was a one-off. I hesitate to even share this with you guys because I don't think it was an issue ship-wide at all. I think it was just the luck of the draw. This is only the 3rd time we've had that happen in 32 or 33 cruises, so please do not take this to heart. Okay. So yeah, that was a low light. Main dining room food, we only went 1 night. On the 2nd night, our table was not good. It was a banquet table. We were right next to other people, so we didn't feel like we could talk. We didn't feel like we could vlog. The food was just meh. We didn't want to ask for another table. So we just decided to go to the buffet, which turned into a highlight of the cruise because we loved the Windjammer, Big time, right? It was so good. And the sunsets up there were insane. So we felt like we won because we discovered a way to have like really casual dinners. We spent formal night in the buffet and we loved it. So MDR food, not my favorite. Didn't want to go back. Didn't want to fuss over getting another table. And to be quite honest, I didn't want to be tied to the 7:45 dining time. So we buffeted it. Another thing I don't like about Royal Caribbean. Oh, you want to say something first?
Well, I just want to say that it wasn't necessarily
It wasn't bad.
a bad table.
No.
It just, there were so many other things that were better. The
Yeah.
table was fine, and I thought the food was good too.
You did?
Yeah, it was
I
good.
thought it was meh.
But yeah, I mean, it would have been nice if we weren't as close
Yeah.
to those people. But
Yeah,
I
and
don't
we
wanna-
felt
I don't-
bad. I
I
mean-
don't want to give the impression that anything was bad about it, because
No.
it really wasn't. There were so many other good things. In fact, I think that we just went to the buffet thing and we'll just go tonight and then go back. But the buffet was so good, it's like, why not?
Yeah. We just had more options. I mean, that's the thing about it is with this ship, if you don't like something even at like a 10% level, if you just 10% don't like it, just go do something else. And that's just what we did. We exercised our rights to do something else. Okay, the other thing I was going to say, and this is almost the last thing on the cons list, is that I don't like having to check my towels in and out. I think we've been spoiled with some other cruise lines like Princess where it's on the honor system. I get it, but I didn't like having to constantly like scan my card for towels. That was like, I felt like a little kid. And overall, it was a pricey cruise for us because we got packages for everything. So we spent probably 30 to 40% more than we do on the average cruise. It was worth it. I would do it again, but it was an expensive cruise for us. So those are kind of the cons. Some people asked us if we had any regrets. We decided we really only have 2 regrets from this cruise. And that was husband and son didn't use their soda cups, or my soda cup and your soda cup, which I basically gave to Junior. They didn't use them in the machines as much as they should have. They found out that the Coke machines, the Coke tasted better than the bar Coke. And so hubby was getting Diet Coke in a can, but the stuff in the machine was better. So we wish we would have learned that earlier. And then the other thing that we regret is we overpacked. Even though we were carry-on only, we took too many shirts and dresses and shoes, and I would just do less next time. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, Sharon, thank you. Thank you very much, right? The towel checkout drives me mad. But it's okay. We got used to it, and they were super sweet, and the service was always good. But I had to go up on deck to exchange my towels. Blah, I don't like it. Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, Mike and Cheryl, you have to exchange your towels for fresh ones. So it wasn't my jam, but it's not a big deal. Yes, I will do more. Information's coming to you on GoPort. In fact, you're going to see how it works in our vlogs. So I could try to do a standalone episode for you, and that's a really great question. So I'll try to do that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Courtney Geringer, did you check out the Schooner Bar? Yeah, we love the Schooner Bar, and I got myself a lavender martini. Lavender martini? Go to our Instagram stories, look for my lavender martini. Loved it. Canada said Mr. CruiseTipsTV does not drink alcohol, but his package was non-alcoholic. Can 2 people have the same drink packages and are not the same? You have to call Royal Caribbean and ask for an exception for one person in the room to have an alcohol package and the other to not have it. On the website, you cannot book it that way, but for valid reasons, for not drinking alcohol, they will allow it. That's what we did. Celia, I don't think Royal Caribbean has plans to come back to the West Coast, but it could happen. BLK said, so do you mean the Windjammer is less hectic than the main dining hall? I don't think it's less hectic necessarily, but on formal night it was less hectic, yeah. I mean, sometimes it was. It depended on the time you went. It just was a better fit for us, and we thought the food was great. And I followed Matt's advice, and I got Indian food. I love Indian food too, and so I would go in the back and find the sneaky little Indian food station and get myself some curry, and it was great. Delicious. Okie dokie. Yeah, a lot of you have used GoPort Canaveral before, and it was phenomenal. Yeah, Karen, I think you can take as many as you want as long as you return that many, but I didn't think about that, so I would always just get 3. Yeah, Paul, MDR versus buffet for time management, better for shows and activity. Yeah, the buffet to me is better to time manage for shows. Personally, the shows we reserved were always during our dinner time too, which made us feel forced to the buffet. Okay, good tip, guys, about the towels. Thank you. If I were thinking straight, I would have got 9 towels up front. Yeah, Jim, you have to exchange your pool towels. That's exactly what we mean. Okay, I'm going to try to answer a few more questions in the next 5 minutes. See how we're doing, but we've been going for about an hour. No, Ebony, you do not have to go to formal night. You do not have to dress formally. You're encouraged to do that in the main dining room, but otherwise, no. Okay, Stacy, I'll check into how GoPort handles disabled passengers. I do believe that I heard our bus driver calling ahead on our return trip to make sure that he got a ramp for someone when we got off the bus. It's a very professional transaction. Yo-Yo Ma, they have like a shower gel shampoo combination in a dispenser on the wall in the shower. If you're not fussy about yours, use that. I'm sure the boys used that the whole time and didn't even like think about it. I took my own shampoo and conditioner though. Yeah, Sharon, thank you. Who wants 9 towels sitting around? Thank you. Yes, someone's hearing me. I feel heard. So anyway, okay, Laura Laporte, thank you for this because I forgot about this. She said, did you love the Wonderland bar? So pretty and really not busy. Yes, I loved the Wonderland bar and I loved all the drinks, and I have a confession. I have to tell them, don't I, honey? At Wonderland, I ordered 4 out of 5 of the cocktails because I just wanted to try them all. I did not drink them all, but I ordered 4 out of 5, guys, on night 1. And I was fine the next day. I drank a lot of water and I didn't finish them, but we were like, okay, let's walk after dinner, because that was a lot of cocktails. And one of them is like, I feel like it's like just a shot of whiskey with like a little flavor on it. Phenomenal. I don't know, Superstar Arian, with GoPort, if you can apply your loyalty points. You might be able to. I should have asked about my Marriott Bonvoy points, but I didn't, and they didn't offer it up. But it's a really good question. I would ask customer service if you book with them. Thank you, Carol. My voice is so much better. Oh, Yi Chang wants to know what I thought of the roast beef sandwich in Park Cafe, also called, is it the Royal Camelweck? It was great. We got it on day 1. We ate in the Park Cafe for lunch. And I asked them to thinly slice the roast beef because I don't like it when it's thick and it's like chewy. And they did. They thinly sliced it, and I had extra horseradish, and it was phenomenal. Marlena said, will you have a video about your favorite drinks? Did you see that? Yes, Marlena. What we did is we're going to do a little bar tour with our favorite drinks mixed in. So we did do that. Yeah. Okay. Carrie Machesko, we've never been to Bermuda, but come back for another Q&A on Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll try to answer that. I know. Jim, I didn't knock my drinks over. I didn't do it. Love it. All right, you guys, my voice is starting to give out. Steve, I know you would have finished the drinks, and you would have liked my little whiskey shot. I'm telling you, it was a Steve Roth special. But I am 5'0", and I wanted to feel good the next day at Perfect Day. Like, I really wanted to feel good because we were going to be water sliding it up, and I did. I felt great. All right, you guys, I think that we have covered a lot today. I think we could have covered more, but I think we kept it Royal Caribbean focused, and this was so good. Yes, Tracy, your husband can wear shorts in the specialty restaurant. You tell him to rock those shorts. It's totes fine. People wear casual in there, no problem at all. So, yes, Daisy, you can just have a drink at Wonderland. I think they open at 5:30 though, so it's not all day, but go in there and grab yourself a drink. The bar's on the upper level, the restaurant's on the lower level, just do it. Okay, you guys, I feel so bad. I want to answer questions all night, but we just can't do it. So come back for another live stream Monday night, October 7th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And also keep tuned into our social media channels, CruiseTipsTV everywhere, because we have so many live streams, so many videos, and so much fun coming at you during Vlogtober. And fashion friends, fashionistas, fashionistos, come join me Sunday on Cruise Gear at 11 a.m. Pacific for a Fashom unboxing. You guys are going to love it. Thank you for being here for us. You guys are wonderful. And thank you always for your support and love. Until next time, we'll see you on the high seas.
Cruise around the week.
Hey, click me to subscribe.